Welcome back. Tonight we are going to prepare a brisket, a whole packer brisket that we are going to cook overnight. It's about 9 o'clock p.m. here, and so we're going to cook this overnight, and the plan is that it'll be ready for dinner tomorrow night. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Cue the intro. So we've got our brisket here that I have already trimmed up. This started out as a 14.8 pound brisket, and I trimmed off 6.7 pounds of mostly fat and a little bit of meat. Just the meat came off the corner here and around the edge, but the majority of it was fat. So we're down to about 8.1 pounds, I'd say, for this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some Worcestershire sauce, and we're just going to smear that on there. This is going to be our binder. And then we're going to take some coarse ground pepper and I'm going to coat it with the pepper. Make sure to get the edges. And this pepper is going to help us form a good bark. Alright, and once we got the pepper on there, we're going to coat it with Meat Church Holy Cow. And this has salt, pepper, paprika in it. And pat that down. And then we're also going to add just a thin little layer of Meat Church Holy Gospel. Alright, and now we're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to flip it over and we'll do the meat side. Alright, we've been letting this sit for about 15 minutes, and now I flipped it over, and this is the fat cap side, and you can see I got a little bit aggressive in these areas, and this was already a little bit skinned when I got it, so I trimmed that up a little bit. But we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just a little Worcestershire sauce. A little black pepper. Make sure you get the edges here. And then we're going to go with a little Holy Cow. And then a little Holy Gospel. All right, now we're going to let this sit for 15 minutes, and then We'll put it on the grill. All right, so it is 9:45 p.m. We've got the grill up to 200 degrees. So we're gonna put it on the grill, fat side up. Right, like that. I've got the fat that we cut. We're gonna render that, and I've also got can't see it here, but I've got a pan of apple cider vinegar just to kind of keep some moisture in the chamber here. So we're gonna let this roll all night long. We'll check it in the morning, 200 degrees, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning and we'll be ready for the next step. All right, we've been going, let's see, it is about 10:35 a.m. So we've been going not quite 11 hours. I got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I increased the temperature from 200 to 225, and I gave it just a little bit of spritz, and it's probing right now at about 170 degrees. And you can see we've got a good bark forming here. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to take this off and we're going to wrap it, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to spritz my unwaxed butcher paper here with just a little apple cider vinegar to make the paper a little easier to work with. Then what we're going to do, I'm just going to wrap this real tight. Now we're going to throw this back on the grill. I'm going to increase the temperature to 250 degrees. And we're going to let it go till it comes all the way up to about 200 degrees internal temp. Alright, I took the fat that we trimmed off the brisket and I've been letting that render. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to make tallow with it. And what I've got is a glass measuring bowl and a strainer and a coffee filter on top of that. And we're just going to pour this in. And let it slowly strain out, and then we'll be able to use this tallow for other stuff, other cooks. So I'm going to let this drain, and I'll keep doing this, and then we'll put this back on, and we'll continue to render the tallow throughout the rest of the cook. Alright, so it's a little after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and so we've got a total cooking time of about 15 hours. Earlier, I said that we had been on, at that point, 11 hours. Obviously, I'm not good at math. It had been about 13 hours at that point. We've been going 2 more hours since then. So it's probing at 202 degrees. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to let it rest. And there's my temperature alarm. So I'm going to let it rest for an hour. Just sitting on this tray, and then I'm going to put it in the cooler until it's time to eat dinner. So we'll be back when it's time to slice this thing up. Alrighty, we've been resting for about 4 hours now, and so we're going to slice into this. Ooh, look at that. Alright. take a look at the flat here. I don't know if you can see this with the light, but it's got a good smoke ring. That's good. All right, so we're going to slice this, pencil thickness slices till we get up to the point. All right, so we sliced into the, what I did is I rotated the point 90 degrees. We cut into that. So I'm gonna leave this. Do you
need me to taste test?
Yeah, why don't you? We're gonna have Shannon Motley taste test the.
Oh, are we on camera?
Oh, we're on camera.
Oh. Oh yeah.
That's how you know it's good.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna leave this cut because I don't want to slice it if we're not gonna use it. So we'll set this aside. But you heard from the neighbor. It's good. So be sure to smash that like button. We'll see you next time.